Welcome back, Ron Ananian, the Car Doctor. It is time once again this hour. I don't know where time goes. We're going to give away another T-shirt here, Tom. We're whittling down that pile of 10,000 T-shirts.
That's good because I tripped over it on the way in.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I kind of left them. I'm trying. Well, starting next week, we're opening up the eBay listing, and we're going to start to sell T-shirts too, just to get rid of them because people want them. We can't get them out of here fast enough. So
that's a good thing. The UPS guy will be busy.
Yeah, the UPS guy will be busier. But any event. What do you have for me this week? What's my Facebook question of the week this week? And I should point out, if you want a Car Doctor T-shirt for free, go out, like our Ron Ananian, the Car Doctor Facebook page, leave a question. If we use it up here on air, we will be glad to send one to you.
And we'll reiterate, like the page, don't like your question.
Right, don't like the question, like the page.
Right.
So what's going on?
Well, Mark Reddy says he listens every week, he listens to the podcasts, and you spoke of the class discussion of the no-start condition with a keyless system, and he's going to assume that the car was unlocked initially. The next thought he had was, what can be done if you're completely locked out of the car?
Oh, my.
With the OBD2 port on the inside of the car, what are your options now?
Yeah, and Mark, it's a great question. I think what everybody needs to get familiar with is if they're driving a keyless system, meaning that it's a push-button start vehicle, look at your key fob. I haven't seen one yet, but the key fobs all have a key somehow hidden. There's a little lever that you're going to switch and move to open, and a little tiny key will slide out. And a lot of people don't realize this. I'll tell you a real quick funny story. The general manager of a very big radio station here in New York, Tom knows exactly who I'm talking about, was stuck recently, and he was locked out of his car. And he didn't realize that he had a remote access key inside to open the door with, A, and B, that he had a dead battery in the vehicle. After I finally got the whole story, it came out that, of course, I also got to ask him, gee, if you had a car show on there that accounted for something, you could ask this guy these questions all the time, but that's a whole other story. But in reality, and my point is, look at your key fob. There'll always be a key there to manually open the door because, Mark, you're right. The diagnosis has to begin somewhere, and plugging in and looking at the OBD2 port is a good place to start, but in reality, one of the topics in class that night was pulling the push button out of the dash and monitoring the wires, the voltages out of the wire signals back and forth, because there's typically 3 to 4 modules involved in a keyless entry system talking to the car to wake it up. Here comes the key. They're opening the door. Hit the button. Open the door. Is this really him? Is this really what he wants to do? I mean, there's so much electronics flying around. By the year 2030, we're all going to start to glow if we don't get the car to run. But great question, Mark. Send me your information, Ron at CarDoctorShow.com. I'll be glad to send you out a Car Doctor T-shirt and put it in the mail myself this week coming. I appreciate the likes and I appreciate the support. Real quick, let's go over to the phones and talk to Mike from Newport, New Hampshire. 02 Honda Accord and some questions about a radio. Mike, welcome to the Car Doctor. How can I help?
Thanks for taking my call, Ron. I've learned a lot on your show over the years.
Thank you.